In this video I'm going to review 10 word banknotes under UV light. The first banknote that I have is Malawi 50 KWACHA. So let's see how this bill looks without UV light. This is Malawi 50 KWACHA without UV light. Let's put this bill under the UV light now. Let's see if there are any patterns that are visible under the UV light. So on the right side I can see some patterns are there. On the middle, on the top, I have some golden patterns here, but serial numbers are not visible on the back side under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is how Malawi 50 KWACHA looks without the UV light. Let's put the back side under the UV light now. On the back side, I can see serial number is visible under the UV light, and number 50 is within the rectangle, and there's a golden pattern here, as you can see. This number 50 rectangle is only visible under the UV light, so that's a good security pattern that is visible only under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill in the row, that is Malawi 20 KWACHA. This is the front side of Malawi 20 KWACHA without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. Under the UV light there are some patterns on the right. The same golden pattern is visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is how the back side looks without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. On the right hand side I can see the serial number is getting reflected. The same block is visible, that is having the number 20. This block is only visible under the UV light, so that's a security pattern that is only visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill in the row, that is Nepal 10 rupees bill. This is the front side of Nepal 10 rupees bill without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. Wow. It has serial number that is visible under the UV light. There's a very good pattern that is visible under the UV light. On the left there is number 10 and serial number is visible, and there's a pattern here in the gold. This looks beautiful under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill without UV light. This is Nepal 10 rupees back side. Let's put it under the UV light now. There are no special patterns getting reflected under the UV light. There are no special patterns. Let's pick up our next bill in the row, Nepal 5 rupees bill. Our next bill is Nepal 5 rupees. This is the front side without the UV light. This is Nepal 5 rupees. Let's put it under the UV light now. Same. So the serial number is bottom, and left side also serial number is visible, and there's a tower that is getting reflected in golden color. You can see here the tower in the middle is getting reflected. Let's check the back side of this bill without the UV light. This is 5 rupees Nepal back side. Let's put it under the UV light now. Okay, there's a golden pattern that is very visible here. You can see without the UV light. Sorry, with the UV light. No more special patterns are visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill, that is Uzbekistan 500 sum. This is the front side of Uzbekistan 500 sum. Let's put it under the UV light now. Golden pattern is visible on the right side. Serial number, you can see it here. On the left I can see 500 numbers thrice visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of Uzbekistan 500 sum. This is the back side of Uzbekistan 500 sum bill. Let's put it under the UV light now. There's one logo that is visible under the UV light. I believe this logo is only visible under the UV light. Yeah. Let's pick up our next bill, that is Uzbekistan 200 sum. This is front side of Uzbekistan 200 sum. Let's put it under the UV light now. Oh, this is very colorful reflection here. Number 200 is visible, and golden pattern is visible on the front side under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is how back side looks without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. This is Uzbekistan 200. Golden color is getting reflected on the back side. That's kind of a security marking visible under the UV light. Let's check our next bill. Again, the next bill is from Uzbekistan. This is 100 sum of Uzbekistan front side. Let's put it under the UV light. You can see serial number is visible here. There's a pattern is visible in the middle, and serial number on the top left is also visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. Uzbekistan 100 sum. This is the back side of Uzbekistan 100 sum. Let's put it under the UV light. Oh wow, this is a very good structure that is visible under the UV light in golden reflection. So that's a kind of a security marking that is visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our next bill that is also from Uzbekistan. This is Uzbekistan 50 sum. The front side of Uzbekistan 50 sum. Let's put it under the UV light. This is also very colorful. Some patterns are visible on the right and on the bottom also. Number 50 is getting reflected in the middle, and there's a pattern on the left you can see here that is getting reflected under the UV light. This number 50 you can see here is only visible under the UV light. This 50 is only visible under the UV light. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is back side of 50 Uzbekistan. Oh, there's very colorful building that is visible under the UV light. Everything is getting reflected in golden color under the UV light. So that's kind of a security marking that is visible under the UV light and is getting reflected in golden color. Let's pick up our next bill in the row. This is also from Uzbekistan. This is Uzbekistan 5 sum bill. Front side. Let's put it under the UV light. Serial number is visible on the bottom right and on the top left also. Number 5, and then some pattern is visible in the middle as you can see here. Let's check the back side of Uzbekistan 5 sum. This is the back side of Uzbekistan 5 sum. Let's put it under the UV light now. On the bottom, golden color is getting reflected. There are patterns all over the bill. No other tagging is visible under the UV light. Let's pick up our last bill in this video. This is Yugoslavia 20 dinar. This is the front side of Yugoslavia 20 dinar. Let's put it under the UV light. One line is visible. Serial number is visible in color red under UV light. This is Uzbekistan 20 dinar. Let's check the back side of this bill. This is back side of 20 dinar Yugoslavia, sorry. On the right you can see the golden color is getting reflected here. Number 20 is also getting reflected. There's some pattern that is getting reflected. There's a line, same line is visible on the back side. So this was our last bill in this video. So if you like this video, please subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Thank you.